Okay, welcome everyone. This is going to be the episode number 3 of the series of interviews that I'm going to conduct with the best 25 European players who qualified for Worlds in Anaheim 2025. And for this episode, we do have Marcosshiny. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
So let's start with easy questions. Just introduce yourself. Name some name if you want, your age, what you do for a living, and how did you get close to Pokemon Go in the first place?
Okay, I'm Marcos Rodriguez from Galicia in the north of Spain. I'm 31 years old, and for living, I work for also another phone game. I do support and translation for them. I work remotely from home. It's not as cool as Pokemon Go, but I mean it pays my bills, so I'm happy with my job right now, because sometimes, when you work remotely, it's easy for traveling. Sometimes I work from the airport, from the regionals in the very very early in the morning. They are always sleeping, and I'm already working. Before the regionals.
That's a nice privilege. That's absolutely a nice privilege, and also, I mean, you can have also. I mean, you do have 2 games you can pay your bills with.
Yeah, now. I mean, Pokemon Go is not is not on that point yet, but maybe it will be.
Oh yeah, true, because you didn't get any money for Sevilla. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Your best results were in the no money. I mean, the best results on paper was in Sevilla, but they didn't do any money. Didn't do any money except for, I mean, the boxes, I guess. But
it took me 5 minutes to sell them, really.
Oh wow! Okay.
As soon as I post them online, they were already sold. So.
Oh, nice. That always take weeks before someone convinces that they have to buy it. So I'm not as lucky as you, but I have the UK market, which is a little bit different. So fewer people wanted to buy the same thing. So I guess it's okay. So, and how did you get close to this game?
I've been playing Pokemon since I'm a kid. I started playing Pokemon. It was Pokemon Crystal on the Game Boy. Then I asked for Pokemon Red when I think I was like 8-9 years. And since then, I play, I think, all the video games. Nowadays, I still buy them. I don't usually finish all the games that I buy from Pokemon, because Pokemon Go takes too much time. And we have to spend time with family, friends, And I remember that I was at bed watching some YouTube videos, and a Spanish YouTuber of Pokemon posted a video like playing Pokemon Go on the streets the first night. He said, you have to download the APK because it's not available yet in the Pokemon Go, in the Play Store. So I did it, and it was 2 in the not in the morning, at night. And I was like, okay, I just opened the game. What am I supposed to do now? I was on my pajama, and I said, well, let's go to the street. There's nobody right now. And I started walking until I found a Zubat. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try this tomorrow, maybe.
Well, I remember so the first days, the first weeks of the game went out. I remember people going crazy for like Charizard spawning somewhere, and like a huge crowd of people just going towards the spawn spot. And
I remember
not as many people as.
I remember to be on a restaurant outside, not inside. We were having dinner, and then a crowd of 50 people were running. I was like, okay, I'm having dinner, but maybe I'm gonna stand up and check what are they chasing. And it was a Charmeleon. So
well, which probably for that time was still extremely rare. Like, especially if you had selected maybe the other 2 starters, and you didn't have a Charmeleon yet or Charizard yet. But I mean, this is something that I would have done back in the day, in the 2016. But I'm definitely not going out just to catch something. I just become too lazy now.
Yeah, same.
Just
Same
play
for
the
me.
minimum. I just play the bare minimum to
get started. That's
yeah,
why we are
exactly.
playing right now.
Exactly.
To have resources.
Yeah. Well, but luckily now we have PvP. So let's have a look a bit at your season this year. So I see here that you started with the 3 first tournaments. So you were present in the first 3 of the season, and basically you kept improving your placement for the first, second, and third tournament. Do you have any special memories about any of these first 3? So for the first half of the season, what's the happiest moment?
I mean, to be honest, at first I was like a bit scared of the new format to qualify for Worlds. I thought it was like really not. I mean, last year was not easy, but in comparison, it was. So I started like, okay, I'm gonna try to go to at least at the beginning as many as possible to be sure that I get points, so I don't have to rush at the last part of the season. And yes, I remember Dortmund that my friend Arregui made top 8, and we were really happy supporting him. All I mean, you know, it's very. I really like when for me the best part of the regionals is the social part, because you travel with friends. We always stay together. We always like rent a big house or a big apartment for, I don't know, sometimes 6, 7, 8. We've been 11, I think, in Birmingham in the same apartment. So for me, that's the best part of the regionals. I mean, if I have to say which is the best memories I have, is always like at home or at socials with the people. I mean, like competing is funny, but it's not as funny
Secondary.
as
Yeah, that's a great answer to give.
It's an excuse to travel the competition.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually a very noble way to see these kind of events. And and especially if you guys have a very strong community, or just you like hanging out with all your faction friends or faction teammates. So definitely it's a very nice thing. And during all this season, okay, so we have spoken about the good moments. Now we want to speak about the hardest moments, or the most tense. So the player or the match who gave you like the hardest time this season, and that maybe you really don't want to face at Worlds again, or maybe you do want to face them just to get your revenge.
I wouldn't say that I don't want to face anyone on Worlds. What I really like is to play against people that I haven't played yet.
Yeah, makes sense.
If I have to say that I don't want to face someone, is of course any of my Spanish friends, because I'm really unlucky with this topic, because I always have friends in my group. Or maybe I think that in Dortmund we were like 4 Spanish guys and 3 of us were in the same group, or maybe it was in Lille, but I had to face at least a faction teammate in all of my tournaments, and I have always beat them. We already have a meme that like I maybe like I always lose on stream, but I always win against my Hada teammates. But I made it. I changed that thing on Seville. Luckily for me.
Yeah, well, you managed to go very, very almost at the very end in Sevilla, and I want to reconnect with the Sevilla topic, because so it was definitely the best results you had on paper, and I see 6-2, 13 wins, 8 losses. You were one of the very few players who believed in Shall Annihilate in Seville. I think almost no one actually had a fighter.
I think
and
that
I can't.
Visionport had a Primip against me on top 6.
Oh,
He had
okay.
a Primip that it didn't make me into that put me into troubles.
Yeah, well, primate. Yeah, basically, if you, depending on how much energy and which is the second charge move of primate, basically none of your Pokemon is safe.
Yeah,
Except
was the
for
thing.
a double shielded Annihilate that can just punch him down. Otherwise, yeah, Azumarill loses the 2 shields. Clodsai against the Ice Punch primate struggles a bit. Credile is very bad. Drapion, yeah, Drapion can do something, but it's not a great matchup.
It's kind of tricky, yeah.
Yeah, and so actually, I was surprised to see this few Annihilates in Seville. But yeah, would you tell me why you actually decided to put your money on Annihilate?
Yeah, sure, but I mean, it's not. I mean, the reason is because something that you tell before, like the local tournaments. Okay, so it's kind of a mean for me to run a Shadow Annihilate on every tournament. And we were live streaming one of our locals, and San Judigo was like he was the caster of that event, and he said a funny sentence that it was El Mono de Marcos against El Mono de Alex, which means Marcos apes against Alex apes. So, and Alex, who is my other friend, he also streams. He cut that part of Sanju phrases, and he made a meme like he was calling me a monkey.
Yeah.
So since then, I start playing always Shadow Annihilate, and since I had already for Seville my 5 tournaments with points, I was like, okay, I have to build a team around Shadow Annihilate, and I have to play it on a stream. That was my goal for Sevilla.
Yeah, well, that's also a very nice way. I mean, the fun part of this is that if you put one of your Pokemon as a must, as a constraint for your team of 6, you actually you force your brain to be more creative, trying to fill the potential gaps than this or that Pokemon can create. So, well, but luckily Annihilate is actually a very good Pokemon. But yeah, the toughest challenge would have been if you were forced for meme reasons to use a very trash Pokemon in Seville. So that would have been the ultimate challenge. But yeah, Annihilate is still very good. So even if you want to bring it, you will find several teams pretty weak to it.
Yeah, I mean, the worst part was Jumpluff, which I was expecting to see in most part of the teams. And if I have like a Pokemon that loses that hard, I don't like to I mean, I try to play as neutral as possible to don't get RPS. So it was like, if my opponent have a Jumpluff, I have Clodsire, I have the Drapion, which is good but kind of tricky too. Cradily, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna save it as a bench pressure, and I think that is the safest that I can do.
Yeah, well, at least you know that your opponent won't be bringing Cradily in the lead and Diggersby in the back.
Yeah,
at least you will have a nice side effect for this.
Or maybe they
some
do.
People will still do.
Yeah, sometimes they do.
Yeah, and that's probably just the best feeling when you lead into their ABA, you just straight win the game.
And when you see they stay, it's like, okay, I already know what you have in the back.
I just have to use 10 shields on my lead and then get out. So yeah, Seville, very very great results, but you already had your top 50 qualification secured. So yeah, there was a safe space where to enjoy the sense of community and just staying in your home country and just playing. In Spain, also that play a role when you didn't have much pressure and you didn't feel the anxiety of qualifying because you were already safe. You just went there to enjoy. I mean, and I trust it was a long trip from Galicia to Sevilla. So did you get there by car with someone, with some friends?
By plane.
Yeah.
I mean it's 1 hour. It's like flying to London, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah, but, because you're in the north of Spain, so you're actually pretty close to England as well.
But more expensive. It's more cheap. I mean, it's cheaper to fly to England than to the south of Spain from where I live.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's weird, but I guess unless you really wanted to get in a car for 7 hours.
No, it's not 7. It's like 14.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's like in the other corner.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, 14 because you have to stop. Like, you can drive for 12 hours straight. I mean,
I mean, just
so
for
if
safety.
You take, if you take a few breaks, it takes like 13, 14 hours.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's huge. I didn't have any idea it would take so long, but I don't have the map with me. I just guessed.
I mean, you have to go through Portugal, then come back to Spain. It's a long trip to take the car.
Yeah, I imagine. Well, thanks God the planes exist. You just took 1 hour. I was looking at your teams you used in the regional. So I actually want to talk about Zapdos that you used in London. Okay. So there has been a moment in the season when there was a general hype for Zapdos, also thanks to the events in Latin America that promoted the usage of Zapdos in the past. And I was a bit surprised to see Zapdos, but I was thinking of Emolga for the previous regional, so for Birmingham, and they ended up not bringing it, and probably I should have. But Zapdos is also a Pokemon that always intrigued me. So did you feel Zapdos just did his job in London, or did he let you down sometimes?
Zapdos, it was my MVP in London, honestly.
Nice. Great answer. Yeah, love that.
It really was. I mean, knowing that you win CMP against everything, that you have a drill peck in 10 turns, I mean, it kind of, the way of playing it, similar to Ape, just get energy, shield, and then go to sacrifice the Corsola, Azumarill, or the tanks, and then come back, get more farm, and play always with the energy advantage and the shields. Yeah,
so you can use it as an aggressive closer. Yeah, when the shields are already down, you can land the Thunderbolt. But you have used the regular one. Is that because you don't have a shadow one, or at least not a good one, or just because you wanted to tank some fast moves better? It doesn't tank the charge moves anyway, but the fast moves maybe it can tank a little bit better.
To be honest, I just asked Paulasha because she was playing it on GBL, and she told me, you won't kill an Azu with a Thunderbolt with the Shadow one, so just run the normal one because you take more moves. So I was like, okay, I trust you. The thing with the Shadow one, I played against a Shadow one in a practice with my Marowak, and I just throw him a Shadow Bomb. And that was enough with the fast move pressures. Like, he resists everything and he goes down anyway. So, and the normal one could take a Bone Club, which should be normal because it's not effective in theory.
I remember I played in a local tournament in London against Kazim, and he was using a Shadow Zapdos, and I just double shielded my Talonflame and just beat Zapdos with Talonflame. And I was pretty weak to Zapdos, to be fair, but
a lot of
the fast move pressure with just Okay, so speak a little bit more about some preparation and strategies. So how much do you usually Yeah, so how much time do you spend in building for original?
In building, it depends, because sometimes I usually team build with my teammates when they are not coming to the. I mean, for example, I used to speak a lot with Alfonso, but since he's coming to the tournaments this year, we're not team building as much as we did the previous season.
Yeah.
So right now I usually talk with Gengar Live when he comes, or with Emiliox, a player from Chile.
Yeah.
He's also at Worlds. And I just throw them like ideas of Pokemon. What do you think about this Pokemon as a core breaker or something like that? I remember that Tom wanted me to bring Melmetal to Sevilla. I wanted to play Typhlosion, but at the end I said, okay, I need something to cover the ape. So Melmetal and Typhlosion are not are not good choices.
Yeah, well, actually, someone did bring Melmetal, not in Sevilla, but or maybe yes in Sevilla. Maybe yes.
Yeah,
Maybe someone actually
I
brought
think
it.
that maybe it was Left Shab.
Yeah, it was with
This
Quack, Togetic, and Melmetal,
and
right?
Melmetal and Emolga too. Really?
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
yeah, even
he's from Porto, and he usually comes to my city in Vigo for locals.
okay,
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
nice. Well, yeah, that's very very unconventional team, but I think you kind of have to build like this because nowadays, like everyone knows the main meta pick matchups.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so what's the point just bringing the top PV, like the PV poke top 6? So you either play your Pokemon 100% super perfectly and you win CMP ties in the mirrors, or you are very good at calling the lines from your opponent. Otherwise, I mean, you need a couple of elements that just throw your opponent off guard and just that are able to break some common cores. And and this is something that we have seen also in the NAIC with some very weird picks that I would have never bet a single dollar on.
Which ones?
On Greninja, definitely
Greninja.
Greninja. I would have never said that Greninja would have been any good at all.
I mean, Tonton proved this season that Greninja was good. So
Yeah. But yeah, not in a Bug Bite and Fury Cutter meta, and it didn't matter. That was even riskier. But yeah, it has some benefits for sure. It just I suppose the main reason just to break the Dusclops stickers core.
Yeah, and we didn't saw as many Bug Bites monks. I mean, a few Golisopods, but with which others? I mean, I don't remember any.
Well, Araquanid was
Araquanid.
was probably the real winner of of this NAIC meta. In my opinion, Araquanid and Drapion were the two Pokemon that really stood out and that really put a lot of work. Araquanid able to shut Diggersby down, to have a very good matchup into Drapion, into Caesar as well. Having a bullet punch resist is so crucial. Being able to afford not to shield the first Night Slash is very valuable. So the bulk of Araquanid is crucial. You actually beat Air Slash Mandipas with Araquanid, which is insane. I would have never said that, but yeah, Bug Bite now is a crazy move. It's really strong. And yeah, and Drapion also just proved itself to be still very strong. We don't care about the reduced debuff chance now for Crunch. Now it's 10%, but yeah, we really don't care. We like Drapion because it's super spammy. yeah. But yeah, we love Drapion because it's super spammy and because it actually hits pretty hard. And that's a very nice Pokemon, and its worst counters usually are ground types, but yeah, you have the aqua tail for them. So especially now that gas load is going to be non-existent.
Yeah.
Because yeah, the DNA is going to be everywhere. However, maybe sludge bomb gas load might be a thing. I don't know. I just leave it out there for whoever is listening. But yeah, I don't.
I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of the den.
Oh no, me neither. Me neither.
Like,
but yeah, just I'm thinking it beats Dustclops. Now Azumarill is low in usage. It might be also useful to beat the fire types, since we're gonna see more and more fire types to counter Caesar, to counter potential Marowaks. If we are expecting more Marowaks to come into the meta. So yeah, it might be a decent code breaker.
Maybe it's the time to bring back Toxapex.
Oh well, yeah.
For the Den, for Araquanid, Golisopod.
Yeah, well, the Den is still able to do a lot of damage to to Toxapex.
The poison jabs, at least the first 5, those are gonna hurt.
Yeah. And I'm pretty confident you should be able to farm the Den down into 2 shields. But yeah, I also saw that you are a decent Toxapex fan. Like, you brought it twice in your season. Be honest with me. How many times did you actually use it?
Not that much, really. I mean, again, it was bench pressure because I was weak to Azumarill, so that's why I have it. A few times I got the lead, but you have to keep the switch. So, I mean, I think it happens to me against Daniel on a stream. I think on Gansk. Yeah, it was on Gansk. He opened with Azumarill. I had the Toxapex lead, but he had like Shadow Marowak with 2 shields, and I had nothing for that to keep alignment. So I was kind of weak to Marowak that time.
Yeah, well, yeah, you really don't have a very strong answer for it, especially if Marowak decides to shield twice. Yeah, even Goodra loses to it in the 2s.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we were talking about NARC, and yeah, so we just already tapped into what we were expecting, what we saw. But so what kind of trends are you anticipating already? Because okay, so it's 2 months to Worlds, so there is still time for people to shift the meta to the right, to the left, and yeah, we can't really predict exactly what people will bring in 2 months, especially because I suspect most of the World's participants will not really use the true team, their actual team in practice tournaments. They will probably try standard picks, because of course if you give your hand away this early and you just reveal to all your potential opponents your supreme core breaker, then yeah, you probably just make a damage to yourself. But yeah, I suspect players now will just start cooking in their room, on their little diaries, just team building and looking for core breakers. But we probably have a lot of surprises in Anaheim. I don't believe. I mean, yes, and the usage data will be probably very, very different from the actual usage we will be seeing in California in 2 months.
Yeah, I think the meta is gonna switch, like maybe in the last month, with everyone hyped practicing. You know, this thing that when someone wins with a team, everyone's want to try it. Then people try to counter that team or find the core breaker of that team. So it's gonna be like who finds the better core break for the meta of that tournament.
Yeah, and there's a weird thing that I've noticed that in practice tournaments, we saw much. I mean, probably way more deadness than we actually saw in the actual usage. So it was like 60% of deadness, 60% of Diggersby, but the real usage in Anaheim, sorry, in New Orleans, was 30% each, and the true winner of the usage was Dustclops in both versions. So combined was 60%, basically. Did you expect this many Dustclops?
Not really. I mean, I don't really like Dusclops. Is a very slow Pokemon. As you can see on my teams, I don't really I'm not a fan of 3 turns Pokemons. I mean, 3 moves. So I kind of I mean, I was not expecting Dusclops at all, to be honest, and I don't really think that it's gonna be as many on Anaheim. I mean, at least I'm not gonna play it. I'm sure of that, and I'm bringing course of Dusclops for sure, because the only pick that I have decided is Shadow Annihilate. So I'm gonna play it. I'm not afraid to say that. So again, I'm gonna build around that, and having any other ghost counters and flying types. So
yeah, I also suspect that Dustclops usage will go a little bit down now, because so the main reason why people have relied on Dustclops now is just because they didn't know yet how to adapt to the Dene. So, and the hard counters for the Dene were a bit risky, so they really wanted to go with a neutral pick that is able to beat the Dene in all shield scenarios, but still having decent play against the rest of the meta. And Dustclops, or the Shadow Dustclops, is actually able to do this kind of job. But yeah, the success of Dustclops was also because we basically saw no normals at all. Yeah. And the only real Dustclops counter was Drapion, and still 2 Ice Punches from the Shadow Dustclops just bring Drapion into the deep red health. So it's not an extremely one-way matchup. But yeah, we're definitely gonna see some more normals. Maybe for red
or maybe we should play Lickitung again.
Yeah, well, I was hoping someone to bring Lickitung for this last official.
It's always a good choice. Why not?
Yeah, well, I'm really curious to see. I'm trustful that someone is going to bring Lickitung in Worlds. Yeah, and maybe also Shadow Dragonair. I would really love to see Shadow Dragonair. I think it's very, very strong.
Yeah, I also like a lot Shadow Dragonair.
Yeah, the only problem is that it loses to Dene straight parabolic charge. So yeah, that's a big minus. Yeah. So any other performances or surprises in this recent NAIC that made you rethink or think about something that you maybe were considering, and then you realized, oh, okay, so maybe actually I shouldn't use this Pokemon because it was so underwhelming when I saw it on stream, or maybe something that made you think, I should probably try this out as well.
I felt kind of disappointed with Cradily with Acid, to be honest. I thought it should be an improvement, but I feel like it's slower right now. I mean, you can have more play because you're not stuck in a 3 fast move, 3 turns move. But I'm not really sure if I will choose for it as a grass Pokemon.
Yeah, I've seen K-Pine actually brought it with Bullet Seed. It was probably like the only player in the whole tournament using it with Bullet Seed. But I guess it makes sense because with Acid, especially if you're the regular Cradily, you're still not able to farm anything down, and you lose the ability to farm Mud Boy, for example, or to deal some nice fast move damage, super effective damage. So and as a result,
Greninja,
to Greninja,
for example.
to Jellicent, to counter Marowak, to any Mud Boys. So all these matchups actually now have become all of a sudden very tricky, and you are no longer guaranteed to win those matchups.
Yep.
Yeah. And
I was also
please go ahead.
I was also expecting to see like more Jellicents.
Yes, exactly, because there were so many Jellicents in the practices.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done any practice since Sevilla. I mean, I thought that I wanted to have like a 1 month break from practicing and everything to don't be influenced for a first meta or something like that. So I'm gonna, once July came, I'm gonna start thinking on teams strategies and ask again Alfonso if he wants to team build with me.
Has Alfonso qualified for Worlds? Yeah. Okay. So you can't really scream with him. And there's a problem because I have so many friends I would like to try and team build with, but basically all of them are going to Worlds. So yes, on one hand, I need some people to speak with. On the other hand, I don't want to give them my best ideas.
Yeah, but I mean, if you lose, at least you are happy to lose against a friend. So, I mean, if you share your strategy or something, it's like, okay, if I can make it, I hope you can make it. And also, at this point, I think I screened so many times with Alfonso that I know I can predict like every move he does. Is the same for him? When sometimes we scream on Discord, like on voice chat, it's like, okay, I wait for him to do a catch. He waits for me to wait. I was like, and I tell him, like, okay, can you stop waiting? It's like, I'm waiting because I'm waiting, and we both stop. Like, okay, he's gonna tap at some point. So, like,
is that a Pokemon you are not planning to bring, but maybe you are hoping someone does because you're curious to see how it plays out?
Dusclops, I have already said it.
Well, you already know how it plays out, but like potentially trash Pokemon that you would really love to play because you think maybe it might have some very nice code breaking potential, but you don't have the guts to do that yourself.
That kind of happens to me in Sevilla with Shadow type Lotion. I really wanted to build a team with Shadow type Lotion, but I also wanted to have Shadow and Healip in the same team, and I feel it like I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So
I need 10 shields. Yeah,
that's the thing. And I would love to see Shadow type Lotions on Anaheim. I mean, it's a Pokemon that even against, I don't know, a Clodsire, if you are one shield up, you can. I mean, it's like 50-60% plus burn to that thing. So with the fast moves, it's enough. I mean,
it definitely has a lot of play, especially against all those Pokemon with no real fast move pressure.
Yeah.
So and you do have a lot of fast move pressure. So the longer the battle lasts, the better for Shadow type Lotion against all these Pokemon. And
now with the bugs buff. So
yes,
I don't know how. Now I want to see how it does against Araquanid.
I'm expecting actually.
I mean, I guess that Araquanid goes for Bubble Beam, and you have to close that to shield that. But
yeah, I think so the Zero Shield should be very close, but potentially you should win the 2 shields because you always outpace to the Bubble Beam, and then even if you get baited twice, but I don't know. Well, I should check later, but I expected the matchup to be pretty neutral overall. But Yeah, definitely fight types now are going to be more and more common because, yeah, we all saw Caesar. It's super strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, just leading Caesar, giving 2 shields to it. It's
Yeah.
usually a winning recipe, and you get 1 shield back at least
Yeah.
after you align.
That's also my plan with Annihilate. A lot of
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
So it works.
yeah. So next question. What's your favorite Pokemon ever, and why?
Espion.
Okay. Was it because of Pokemon Crystal?
Not really. Honestly, I don't know why. It's my favorite Pokemon. It's something that it was growing for with the years. I mean, I love the shadow, not the shadow, the shiny one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe an unpopular opinion because this green like radioactive. A lot of people say that it's horrendous, but I really like it.
Any move updates you would really love to see? I know that we already just had one, but yeah, for the future, for post worlds, what would you like
Uh,
to see?
Something that takes Azumarill out of the meta forever.
I
Like
don't
they
think it
did.
exists.
Yeah, but I mean, you said I will like not real, but I don't know. Like right now, I like the meta we had in Birmingham and UIC. Not a big fan when Tingaton came to the meta, but now it seems it's gone again. I mean, I haven't seen like a lot of Tingatons on Nike.
Yeah, 20%.
I mean, it was like
Yeah,
70% in the previous.
yeah. It was
Okay.
70, 60.
Yeah,
Tinkaton and Jumpluff were everywhere, and now
yeah, they
uh,
disappear.
they dropped. Yeah, they
Yeah.
dropped. Yeah, and what if you were a gym leader? So, what would your
Mm.
main team be, or at least the typing?
I have never thought about that. I don't know. I like
You
dragon
can do
type.
it now.
I like dragon types. I like fighting types, also psychic types. Something with special attack. I mean, or attack weighted. I mean, I'm not a fan of defense and bulk and stalk. I like Pokemon that one hit KO. So
Okay, so a glass cannon gym
yes,
leader. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your local PvP scene. So I assume it's actually very supportive. Um, how active is it? Do you have any chance, or did you have the chance to travel short distances, or did you have to travel long distances to play?
Yeah. Since they announced local tournaments last year, I start talking to everyone in Galicia in my region because we have like a big mountains like separating us from the rest of Spain. So if you want to move shortly, you have to stay in Galicia.
Yeah.
So I talked with some friends in Coruña, which is a city 1 hour and a half away by train. We also have like free trains in Spain until now. They stopped doing that, but you pay like a deposit and you get free trains for 4 months. And if you do 16 travels, they give you back the 20 euros. So
Okay.
it was really nice, safe, fast. And yeah, we start on Coruña. We start with the store on December 2023, and since then we did like a tournament, at least one tournament each month.
Okay.
the,
Nice.
yeah, this season we got two. I talked with two stores here in my city, and now we have two different stores that we did like a GBL, not a GBL, a PvP weekend last month, and we were 11 people. So we did two challenges and two cups, and people. I mean, Xavier from Oporto came, other people from other cities in Galicia, 1 hour away, they also came. So right now we have made tournaments in 3 cities and 4 stores. And we have already been talking with another 2 stores in other 2 small cities. So we will try it for next season.
Okay, so well, I wish you all the best. It's never easy. Sometimes just the stores do not want to host Pokemon Go tournaments. Yes,
We
so I
didn't
had
have that problem here.
Okay, yeah, cool. Well, yeah, that's really good for you. I had this kind of problem in Cambridge. No one wants to host Pokemon Go tournaments, or Pokemon Go locals. They do TCG, but yeah, they're not interested in doing Pokemon Go, and that's a pity because you just need to give me 1 table or 2 tables. So,
I heard that from Paula in Barcelona too. They have the same problem, the same issue.
Yeah, that's a shame. And Barcelona is a much larger city than the one you are from.
Maybe that's the problem. Our cities here in Galicia are not that big, so they all have like TCG players from everything, Digimon, One Piece, Pokemon, but they are not as full as they may be at Barcelona. Maybe that's the thing. And they are really nice guys. They always are offering ideas, and they even let me stream a few tournaments from there. They have like a setup for streaming TCG that I sometimes use there. So it's really fun.
Yeah, definitely. That's a nice, it's a very very nice context, and yeah, I'm really happy for you about that. Are there any players from your local scene or from your friends bubble, your faction area that you are really happy for how much he or she has improved over the years?
Not really, because I mean, most
Wait.
part no, most part of the people who are locals, who are my locals, they are like beginner players, all of them. But you may know Nofong.
Oh yes, yeah.
He's also one of my locals. He started playing PvP like years before me, so he already know how to play. When I was like, okay, what happens if I tap 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 tap, when I so for me, like right now, to be at his level, he was like kind of a legend of PvP Galicia in my region. He was one of the best, and now I play him like every 2 weeks on locals, like face to face. I have also beat him on Sevilla on our 3rd round, and we're really good friends. And he's from the other team of Spain. That, I mean, I'm from Majada, he's from Amaretto, and we are kind of
Amaretto Rioja. Yeah.
We are kind of rivals, but I mean, we are friends. But it's like Barcelona and Real Madrid,
Yeah.
We're always like, no, we're better, no. So
yeah, I had a taste of this when I was in Sevilla. I wasn't competing, but I still did the tourist around there. Yeah, and the whole city was just split into for the whole weekend. And I saw that on the street. There was also people just mocking each other or just singing España es una y no 51. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was fun.
Those were Real Madrid fans for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
way.
in fact, I have to say that my UIC team, it was not fun teams, because the previous week to UIC we had a cup on his city, and he destroyed like everyone with that team. And I told him, can I give it a try? And he said, yeah, go for it. I tried in one inadequate tournament. I think I went like 4-1, and I tried in the next game. I went 5-0, and I was like, okay, I have the team. I'm not gonna practice anymore. I mean,
the more you practice, the more you can second guess yourself, right?
Yeah.
I'm really happy that Nopfon started playing more consistently again, because he was one of the Sylph old glories. I remember him from the few, I mean, for the first seasons in Sylph. He was like the best Spanish player alongside Barney, and he always was just very close to Vanny, just a leaderboard wise. So I learned to associate not for name with like higher quality of PvP in Spain.
Yeah.
And then he just stopped playing for a while. Maybe just
because
GBL. Maybe
no,
or
it
just
it
GBL.
was because of his studies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He finished last year, and that's why he came this year to UIC and Sevilla. And luckily, if he find a job of what he studied, he will be able to travel next season to more and more regionals.
Yeah, this is great to see
Yeah.
him back. Really, it was missing into the PvP scene. Okay, so we have spoken about players that you are excited to see playing again or to see improving. But was there a player that actually you would have loved to see in Worlds that maybe just barely missed out and didn't make it?
Oof. I'm not really sure because I'm not. I mean, I haven't checked like I mean, I did check the list of the top 20. I mean, top 50 of Europe and also Latam, but I don't know if. To be honest, I think that all the big names that I think they should be there, they are. I don't know if I'm missing. For sure, I'm missing someone, but I haven't checked that much, to be honest.
Okay, in that case, you can answer this other question. A player that you believe he would perform really well in this play Pokemon tournaments or even Worlds, if only he or she played a little bit more consistently. A player who just doesn't play often enough to make the cut, but it's actually very good.
Christian.
Yeah.
Is his Patoman's friend. They train a lot together, and I talk a lot with him. I see his games when he plays like GBL or sometimes factions, and he's not at Leo's level, but he's really really close to Leo. His problem is that he's still a mine. I mean, well, he just turned 18 like a few weeks ago, so he had to travel with their parents. Their parents couldn't travel because of work and everything. He came to Dortmund with his grandfather.
Yeah, I did say him. So him con su abuelo.
Yes, so well.
Yes.
So watch out if he can make it to the season next. I mean, to the next
If he
season.
stays consistent. Unfortunately, he left our faction to come into yours. Yeah. So I don't know if he's gonna improve now that he's no longer with me in faction. But
I mean, we start cooking that on Dortmund. So he stayed in the apartment with us, and he told me you see, to be in our team is like this, but every day. So came to play with us.
okay, so it was a long work just to get him back. Yeah.
It took time because he
it makes
didn't.
sense. It makes sense.
He didn't want to betray Bunny.
No, but I mean it's fine. Everyone has to live the PvP the best they can, and if playing with your friends is what gives your PvP experience more flavor or more color, or more joy. So just play with your friends.
Yeah,
that's so yeah, definitely I second that. And so we didn't feel betrayed. We actually love to see with this kind of things happen.
I mean, usually that happened to us when someone in our team was like kind of good. A bigger team came and hey, can play with us. I mean, Alfonso was on this team and he went to Infinity a few years ago, and now he's back. So
yeah, you told at the beginning that you work in the gaming industry, basically. So outside of Pokemon Go or Pokemon, any other games that you love to play?
I would like to play more games. Pokemon Go takes a lot of time if you want to
Yeah.
play it. We all know that. And right now, the only game that I'm playing is Fortnite. But I don't like to play Fortnite by my own. I only play squads when my friend said like, "Hey, come." I usually play at this time after dinner. Like, "Hey, up so for a few battles on Fortnite, and we chill out, and it's like the voice chat and everything is what it makes it funny for me,
Oh yeah,
basically.
it's an occasion just to stay together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, to stay together
Yeah.
with friends that you live far away from them. So
Okay, so we are getting to a wrap, but you have some times to say thanks or just shout out to anyone, just to do some shameless self promotion of your social media channels or whatever. So yeah, the microphone is yours.
okay, so first of all, thank you for inviting me, and also for the work you're doing. I think that Pokemon Go needs as many creators as possible. It's like we had the boom in 2016, and now it's like everyone is going out. So I really appreciate, and I think that it's really important what you're
Thanks.
doing. And also, it's a very good content, and it has a lot of work behind. So also, what was the question again? Yeah, my
And
socials.
your social media.
Yeah, as you already know, and some other people, I try to do daily streams of GBL on Twitch. My name is Marcosshiny, the same name on every social media that in the game, so it's easier for everyone. I usually live stream at 3 Spanish time, European time, not British time, at 2 British time, at the same time as Gengar Live, more or less. Because if people is watching this on English, they probably know him. So shout outs to all the Spanish squad that helped me to be involved in this little world of going to regionals, meeting new people, traveling, and also to my Mahada Ravens teammates, because they're always cheering for me, sending me messages, uh, offering me to scream, offering me to, if I want to try whatever before. Also, the times that I make day 2, they are worried about me at night. Like, hey, do you want me to try his team and we come back? And I'm always like, no, I'm gonna deal with it as soon as I get there. I mean, I don't really like to to play like on the previous day, the next day that I'm gonna have on day 2, because I don't like to overthink that much.
Yeah. Then maybe you just make some expectation from your opponents, and then maybe they just
Yeah,
play totally differently from
yeah,
what you were expecting, and
yeah.
you lose
That's why.
because of that. Yeah.
I just like to get there. Okay, which are the safest picks for me? I'm gonna trust on how I play, and I'm gonna do any changes if necessary when I see what is his plan. I also not a big fan to try to, and I mean it's a good quality if you're good on it, to try to guess like the line or the strategy of your opponent. I just like to play the safest for me. I mean, the safest that I consider that is the safest for me, and that's pretty much all. I don't know if I'm missing something from what you ask.
Well, you said off stream that you also do some coaching. So
Yeah,
where any potential student where any potential student can reach you?
on any of my socials. I'm currently coaching one guy and one girl, and they contact me on my Twitch chat. So there I have all my socials, my Discord, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Discord, so they can just send me a message and ask
Okay, so
without any
any
problem.
social channel.
Yeah.
Is
I,
fine.
I usually respond everywhere, so I don't have any preference.
Okay, so you've heard him, guys. Reach him out if you want some coaching. Again, it was a great pleasure, and have a good night and take care.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.